Create a world in the air video.
We could.
I have no idea what that even means. Welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two friends in fiber, knitting, spinning, crafting. So listen, we do things, and we live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. So we are in the middle of the Canadian prairies, and we're crafty, and we're nerdy, and we talk too much. It is episode 137. If I don't spit out that right now, I'm going to forget. It is a Monday evening. It's going to be a long episode, you guys. My parents came into town, and then they left again. And Diana's in the super busy work season, so discombobulated is the word I'm going to use.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Diana will let everybody know what we're going to cover, and I am going to actually pull out the knitting I wanted to work on while we podcasted. I didn't do that before we started because I'm smart.
Okay. Discombobulated.
Don't ask me how to spell that.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later.
Cool. Just like
So
the question, how do you spell podcast anniversary? I don't know. It's different every time I spell it.
For episode 137, we have What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Yarn on the Go, Wool Gathering, and Knit Richer. We are drinking the same thing today.
I made a big old pot of it.
Yeah. We have some pumpkin spice decaf tea from Stash.
We didn't open up the blueberry figs.
Crinkle, 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 crinkle,
Nice.
crinkle, crinkle, crinkle.
We found blueberry figs that are for me that are Jocelyn friendly. They're also gluten-free, but I don't care about that. They're Jocelyn friendly. I also found a teriyaki sauce and a broth, a condensed broth. That was also Jocelyn friendly. Man, I was just hitting it out of the park this weekend on stuff. Yes, blueberry fig.
These were like my favorite things when I was little. Except I think... So you know how kids will like say words that they think are correct but are actually wrong, but they're actually other words that are completely inappropriate?
So like me every day of the week?
I was like 6, but I'm pretty sure I used to call these things fag cookies.
That would be hilarious and cute at 6. Not so appropriate now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go with don't say that now.
Yeah, that's definitely not what they are.
This is not a bundle of sticks. But it's so good. This is such excellent podcasting us munching.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. It's after 6 and we haven't had dinner. I really like fig cookies.
These are good.
I'm so happy. I'll try to have some for later this month. No guarantees on that one. So we have snacks while we're at behind the closed doors. We'll need to get photos of our backpack shopping. Our backpack's having coffee after shopping. Okay. Now we've done some excellent podcast work. Guys, blueberry figs. I don't even remember the brand name. They're tasty.
Figgies and jammies?
I don't know.
That's what it says.
Sure.
Pamela's Figgies and Jammies, blueberry flavor.
We found them in the quote-unquote nutrition aisles at Superstore. Sure. Aisles. There's more than one now.
Ooh.
We found it on the junk food side of the nutrition aisles where they keep the potato chips and the Chick-Up Boom popcorn bags. I don't buy those, obviously. And the chocolate bars and stuff. That's where we found it. I may have also bought them in. I love a good flavored fig cookie. So good.
I might need to get myself some of those. Those are really good.
I know. And they handle transportation relatively well because they're dense and they handle some squishing. Some things do not handle squishing. Bananas. Untoasted sandwiches. What else doesn't handle squishing? Eggplants.
Plastic bag.
Yeah, but for some reason the figs are... Some cookies crumble when you squish them. I don't like that. Because they usually have cookie crumble. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the cookie. Cupcakes. Cupcakes don't travel well.
Oh, no, they really don't.
They really don't. But
big mess. Donuts.
Donuts, no.
Anything iced.
Oh, yeah, iced would definitely be bad. But these figs travel really good, so super excited about that. Okay, now that we've done the professional food review for the day.
We've waxed poetic on fig cookies.
Let's talk about knitting, which is actually, let's talk about what we're drinking.
I mentioned that already.
Did we?
Yep, the pumpkin spice.
So distracted.
Yeah. What have we been wearing this week? That's what we haven't talked about yet.
Jocelyn wore her Tracy shell this week because it looks really good with her blue coat, and it's not cold enough to get out of the blue coat yet.
I'm strongly debating pulling out the coat that will currently be overkill, but is the next step up in warm things, because my current coat is not quite good enough.
Mm-hmm. If you live in a climate that goes to quite as many of an extremes as ours does, you have many coats that fit windows of temperature change because you need to. So you have your -10 to +5 coat.
Yeah, that's my leather jacket.
Yeah, that's my blue cobalt coat that covers me for rain or snow because it's weatherproof and it's lined, or it's waterproof and it's lined, and it's got a hood. It's also got sleeves with the little thumb hole thingies.
Oh, I
How
love
can you
those.
go wrong? And it's a longer length, which is great. So if it rains on me, I'm dry. If it snows on me, I'm dry. All important things. And I stay warm. I have my -10 through -20 coat, or 20-25 coat, which is my white winter coat, which is my double-breasted white wool coat. I think you move into your puffy one with the fur, right?
Yeah, I have like my down to -5, my leather jacket's goods. -5 to like -10, like we're right on the edge of it right now, whatever it is outside.
It's -4 to -7 or something today.
It's somewhere around
Celsius, guys. We're in Canada. Celsius.
I've got my camel colored like fleecy coat.
Yeah.
I think if it was a real wool coat, it would go longer, but it's not. It's a very cheap
fleece.
coat.
Yeah.
And then after that, I have nothing, so I have to go straight to the -40 coat. That I just wear open for until it gets down to like -20.
I have a -40 coat because I walk. I've actually been making it over the last year and a bit. I have to go buy fur trim for it. And yes, I could buy fake fur trim. Looks quite good. And yes, I could buy real fur trim. Also looks quite good. I don't know which one I want. I haven't found one I love, so I haven't bought any yet. But I have to trim my hood and my sleeve collars in the bottom of my coat just so that it matches. And it's a coat pattern from when my mom lived up north with us. So it is a 3/4 length rectangle.
That's going to be a warm coat.
It's double fleece, double layered. Windproofing with big old zippers and a big old hood. It's my -40 coat.
Yep, that's a good -40 coat.
Because I walk, so I need me a from the top of my boots to the top of my head double windproof fleece layering going on here. Needs to happen. Waterproof layer on the outside. And my waterproof layer is doubled, so it's a fleece and waterproof layer in one. And then I bought a fleece layer to go underneath that. It's going to be so warm. It's going to be amazing. It gets cold at -40. Sorry, it just does. I'm not messing around at that temperature. I got all the layers. No. This should also technically break coat hooks when it's done, so.
Nice.
It's going to be heavy. It's all get out.
So you get the coat chair.
I get the coat chair. I will be upgraded to a coat chair this deep in the winter. What we should do is when I get it all finished before it gets to -40, but well after it's in the -20s, so you're not talking me into that coat till it's after -20, we should get some photos of it.
Yes.
We should do that. That should be a thing, guys. Remind me, I'm going to forget. If you guys have watched or listened to us before, you know I forget things. Just remind me. I do not take offense at it. I have a lot on... Diana can tell you, I've got a lot on my plate, and there's a lot of things up in the air at any given day of the week. I admit I'm not perfect. If I've forgotten something, point it out. It's okay. I do not take offense. Hell, today I lost a giant Halloween wreath. It's big. I don't know where it is. And I mean big, you guys. Like, it's like this big. I don't know. My dad's put it somewhere.
It'll turn out.
My one fear is he packed it and it's in Saskatoon now. Mom, if you're listening to this, do you have my wreath? I don't need it till next year, but can it come home? When you come down at Christmas? Oh my gosh. It's entirely possible he packed it thinking it was to go home with that. That just occurred to me. Oops. Oh well. Anyway, we're talking about winter coats. You didn't talk about what you're wearing.
Yeah. It's thoroughly hat season, so this is not a hand knit hat. It just went with my very neutral outfit today. But I've been wearing the Katie hat. It's going to feature in an interview for a mentorship program next week.
Fancy.
Fancy. I've been wearing my Rivers wrap a lot. It has become my winter scarf, I guess.
It is your favorite winter scarf.
Which is not to say that I have not still been wearing the Not a Lot of Rain in April. Though I think it's too cold for that to be an effective scarf now. It's just a little too lacy. And my sockhead hat, along with my collection of hats.
That's fair.
That I've been wearing.
I feel like we missed out because we didn't buy those giant white polar bear hats that one year from Sears.
That came up in my memories a while ago.
That was an amazing hat. I feel like we should have bought those hats.
There were some pretty. There were Christmas tree hats too.
Yeah, with the ear flaps and the fake fur.
That was a hot picture.
That was man. We looked great.
Yeah, we did.
We should find that. That should be our cover photo. Done and done. Decisions made on the fly.
Okay.
I looked ridiculous. Still think I should have bought that hat. I have whatever it is. I have regrets, people, that I don't own a ridiculous polar bear hat. Okay.
Poor decisions were made.
I was being a responsible adult. What were you thinking? Why'd you let me do that?
Sorry, I'll just stop being the voice of reason.
Man.
How dare I be a voice of reason?
How dare you? Okay. Shall we talk about knitting? I'm just looking off to the side with the giant piles of laundry I still have to fold.
And then starkly ignoring it and talking about knitting.
Absolutely. Who wants to work this late in the day? Nobody.
No. You have a lot more things than I do?
Because we've reached the crazy month.
Yeah.
And then you had a brilliant idea, and I took it and ran with it, because brilliant ideas. On top of my already ridiculous schedule. And I just thought to myself, nah, clearly shot myself in the foot. Oh, that drawing thing you were thinking about? Let's do it in January.
Drawing thing.
You want to learn how to draw?
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that in January, because January is quiet for us.
Yeah, okay.
On several fronts.
Yeah.
So let's do it January.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Sure.
Because then we can cast on our sweaters, and we can learn how to knit. Or learn how to knit. We can learn how to knit, guys. We've only been podcasting for 2+ years.
How do you knit?
How does one knit? We can learn to draw.
Yeah.
Manga, specifically. We're going to draw cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Super pumped. Okay, I'm going to start randomly talking about things, and you tell me when you want to interrupt.
Okay, well, how about you just do your things and,
Welcome to the Jocelyn Show.
Yes. Sorry, guys. I had spinning, but it's in the middle of plying, so it wasn't transportable, so I'll talk about it next week when it's finished.
That's fine. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. We've reached November, so it is National Knit a Sweater in a Month. That's NaNoWriMo. It's National Write a Book in a Month. NaNoWriMo. It is the last month for holiday gift knitting if you participate in the Grinch Along, which starts the 1st of December. And WTF Knitting, Levi, who we both love and adore because he is so freaking cute, it's ridiculous, started the 100-day Maker Challenge. I, of course, am doing all of this. I'm freaking ridiculous.
I had great plans for NaNoWriMo, and then I realized how close it was to Black Friday, and that's the busy time at work, and so that's not happening.
Yeah. I just went, okay, as of December the 1st, which I may honestly do Vlogmas by myself this year. I might just nap. I have my travel knitting, my current travel knitting, which happens to be my Jack sock, which I bought from Sew into Knitting from the Manitoba Fiber Festival earlier this year. I was wrong, I thought, because I was looking at the purl side, I thought it did this nice meldy thing. It micro stripes at my size. I don't know if it's meant to do that or not.
It looks cute, though.
But I love it. It's so cool. So we got these black stripes intermingled with sort of a very muted Halloween palette, which makes sense given that they're meant to represent Jack from Jocelyn's favorite movie. If you don't know what my favorite movie is, it's The Nightmare Before Christmas. It is so a favorite movie. It is one of 2 t-shirts I own that have sayings on them.
Like the one and only time I've seen you in a graphic t-shirt, it was a Jack Skellington shirt?
Yes, that is how few graphic t-shirts I own. So that tells you how much I love the movie. So we've got I went with an orange toe, I'm going to do the gray heel, and orange cuff on these ones, and then I'm going to see if I can get a second pair of socks out of this. And I've got black stripes with the muted oranges, muted grays, a little bit of purpley black gray going, like, it's really cute. And some light gray? I'd say not white, but definitely light gray.
Yeah.
Going on. So it is a standard basic vanilla sock, because I really don't want to think while I'm knitting after 12 hours of fasting, waiting for the vampires to take my blood. what I call lab clinics.
Fair enough.
When you visit them every 3 freaking months, they're always just taking more. I'm knitting on my 2.25 millimeter Chow lace needles. They are my favorite. I love them. I'm still doing the one at a time because I'm not super comfortable with that new heel I tried out last time, which was the garter heel. I'm definitely doing the garter heel again. Love wearing it.
Good.
Yeah, that extra squish is beautiful. But I'm not comfortable enough to do them 2 at a time yet. Just fair. It'll take time. I'll get there. And it lives in my Aaron Lane bag. My Aaron Lane Lord of the Rings bag. Hobbit bag. Lord of the Rings. This is Elvish print.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings. It's an excellent suck sack, and it travels very well in my backpack. And these are important things to me. Now we'll keep talking. Okay, so I pulled over my Lamb Glam, which we'll talk about next, but I didn't bring over the niece's sweater, so I just have the skeins in there. Sure, that works.
Good enough.
Oh, I've got enough to talk about, you guys. It'll be fine.
Wow, it's so squishy and purple.
Squishy and purple. It is amazing. Okay, so Diana started a Lamb Glam by Stephen West, and I went, oh my god, I need to start one of those. And then I was like, I'll wait till January. And then I was like, I found eggplant colored purple yarn, so it's starting right away. And then I went, what am I talking about? This is just miles and miles of stock, and I can totally do this really quick. Guys, it's huge, because I'm not a small human. And it's a big, squishy sweater. And I was, at the second sleeve hole last time?
Yeah.
Yes. So I finished my second front, and I started my sleeve. Now, I did some modifications to the pattern, because I didn't want it, because this yarn is draping so much, and is quite slippy. It's not sitting on my shoulders very well at that wide of a thing, because there's no grip to this acrylic at all.
Right.
None to this Brava. It is, and this is a Brava from Knit Picks. It's incredibly soft and silky, and I love it. But I knew that meant I had to make my back a little shorter so that my sleeves would sit higher, because I'm essentially using the ribbing, which is why Diana could potentially catch up and win. Ribbing arms.
Didn't realize this was a competition I could win.
I hate ribbing so... Listen, look how many inches of ribbing on Bulky.
Looks so good, though.
I know, and I hate ribbing, and I'm super excited. I'm pretty much at my elbow now, which means I'm going to stripe into my contrast color, which was the other modification I made, because I only bought one ball of the contrast, because you're only supposed to really be doing short sleeves.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a full sleeve. So I had extra eggplant, because I didn't make my back as big as the back had been called for. So the first half of my sleeve will be an eggplant, and then I'm going to stripe into my gray, which is a really light pale gray. So I will have a full sleeve when I'm done, and it'll sit well for me, and it'll stay put, which is great. The only problem is Diana can tell you how much I hate ribbing.
Yep. And
this is not like a sock where I can just give up when I'm 75% complete and it looks fine. I gotta finish it. So I pick this up and I work on it a little bit. Listen, I would rather weave in ends than do ribbing, okay? Like, I really am not a fan.
Wow.
And ribbing, and it's a bulky. It does not take this long. I should have been done. Like, it's just 2 sleeves. It's 2 sleeves and ribbing on a 6mm needle. Which I absolutely promise you, before I start the second sleeve, I am washing in hot water to get rid of this memory, because this on a magic loop is just driving me nuts.
Oh.
Just curling up like no. I was like, here's my kink. Right here, and it's driving me crazy. It's not helping the ribbing hatred at all. So I have a tiny little nugget left of the eggplant. I've got 2 whole balls of eggplant. We are not short on my eggplant purple color. So I will hopefully at least be done 1 sleeve shortly. Not gonna lie, I'm so busy this month. Might end up putting this away till December. Diana honestly has a good chance of finishing before I meet you guys.
Except that I also have to put this away and do Christmas knitting.
Well, now whose fault is that? I've been working on my Christmas
No,
gifts.
I can't show it off because it's for Knit Club and they
I
watch.
I know. And guess who's a recipient sitting right here?
Also that.
I have had weeks where I was like, oh, I have so much more to show. Oh, wait, I can't because you're getting it as a Christmas present.
I could just look the other way.
That doesn't work. I mean, I literally just not look at you. Same difference, because what do I see on the screen? Not much.
I guess I might accidentally see thumbnails of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Should I talk about my thing that is the same as your thing?
Sure. We do like sameness. Oh my god, we're going to have matching sweaters.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I don't think we own matching anything.
I don't believe we do, no.
Not till you've done your find your fade. Then we have matching shawls.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to knit really quickly while I talk about how I started knitting the Glam Lamb for a purpose. Oh yeah, this
for a purpose.
There was a purpose. There was a knitting along.
Yeah, there was a purpose. Yes.
Was it the Across the Prairies knit along?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and then I started in the last month.
That's because you hadn't even casted on the thing you planned to do. We had 3 months, guys. She had time.
I know. Hey, I cast it on before it finished this time.
There was some debate on whether or not that was going to happen.
So, it happened. And through wrist injuries and all that stuff, I finished this row and I can hold it up and talk about it now.
Wonderful. Isn't it nice how quick those bulky rows go?
It's amazing.
Sweet.
Slip 3, yarn in front. Okay. So this is mine, which is sideways. Okay. I think it's intended to be this way up.
Extra flappy part on top.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got like a good chunk of a sweater. I'm over halfway down the back. I'm gonna do the big... What is this? What is this weird...
I don't know. You're the one working on it.
Oh, it's where I joined a ball of yarn. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's not a drop stitch. Everything's okay. I'm gonna show you.
They're so different.
Yeah, so I'm using Loops and Threads Charisma in charcoal. And I'm going to do my sleeves in black.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do any striping or anything. I'm doing this absolutely precisely as written for the medium size.
I did a medium back with a large front. I just got to make longer sleeves. It's fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that big of a deal.
My sleeves won't be quite exactly as written. I'm going to make them extra long with thumb holes. Because I really like extra long sleeves.
Super fair.
With thumb holes. But this is super...
I just love how different they both are, considering it's the exact same pattern.
Well, just
same size yarn.
Goes to show, like, different...
Yarns and tensions.
Yarns, yeah.
It's amazing what it can do.
Yeah, so, like, I think mine's actually going to wind up looking really close to the pattern picture.
Yeah.
Which I'm super stoked about, because I really like it.
I do. So do I. Don't get me wrong. I have the medium back on mine. I might try yours on and make it out of Charisma, if I really like it, to get the same sort of look.
Yeah. I
love the drapey purple. I have me what is going to be a drapey, you wear with tight pants or you look frumpy kind of drapey cardigan, which is super exciting.
Yeah, this is going to get worn with skinny jeans.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But I'm super, like, just having this on my lap, it is so cozy.
About the time where I was halfway through the back, I had to start putting it on the computer desk to keep it off my lap.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit warm right now.
A smidge warm?
Smidge warm.
The basement's only at like 19 degrees. 19,
you can see I made some decent progress since last week. Not like Jocelyn amounts of progress, but you know, good Diana amounts of progress.
I needed to do 9 and some odd inches of ribbing. And I needed to bribe myself somehow. So it was every inch I could knit on my glam for a couple of hours.
Excuse me.
Dad likes his hat.
Good.
He's like, we should take a picture. I'm like, we should. Way too busy. Didn't happen.
Do you have any pictures of that hat?
Yes. I have a picture of it in progress, and I have a picture of it off the needles.
Oh, good enough. Is there a project page for it? There is, yes. A link to it. Okay,
yes.
Does it have the pictures on it?
Not as of last podcast, though theoretically as of this one, because I've got them set up, and technically they're on there right now. I just have to finish uploading them.
Well, do it up.
Do it up, she says.
Do it up.
Knit more. That's what I thought, ma'am.
Excuse me while I expel air in your general direction.
Don't make me stare. It only makes sense if you watch anime. It's okay if it doesn't.
Have you remembered which show that was yet?
Nope. I'm just at the point now where I'm just rewatching all of them to figure out where it is. Gotta be somewhere.
I want to know because I want to watch it again.
I know. Once I find it, I will tell you because it'll be like, you'll just get all caps. Diana, I found the anime! You know how excited I get when I find things.
I should look at my Funimation account again because that's probably...
It'd be faster for you since I've, watched everything.
I have not. There's going to be a limited number of things.
Might help us narrow it down.
Okay. I think I deleted Funimation off my phone because I only pay for it on months where I've had a sick day. Because otherwise I don't have time to watch it. But when I'm sick, I love watching just the dumbest anime that I can find. and like $6 for a month's long subscription for one sick day, like $6. I'm there. I'm there. It's fine.
Aesthetics of a rogue hero.
Okay.
Gratuitous panty shots. Delightful main character. Well, you think he's just okay. It is. It's a manga. They're considered graphic light novels in Japan, and it is written for a male audience. The girls are exceptionally pretty. Don't get me wrong. The boys are also exceptionally pretty. There's eye candy everywhere. Everybody will be fine. They're all objectified to the nth degree. And if you know me at all, you know I don't care so long as it's objectification across the board.
Objectify equally.
Nuts, and I'm fine with it. It doesn't offend me. But the rogue hero is just his outward thing, and how all the characters interact with him is based on his actions. What they don't see is what his actions do. So the girls get mad at him for doing something which is not appropriate. But they band together, which gives two of the girls friendships with the one he's protecting, and it gives her friends her own age rather than just her protector to talk to. So there's reasons behind what he does. However, it involves stealing panties. So it's like it's not appropriate, but at least you're like, okay, I can see what it is you're trying to go for. And if you weren't in an anime, you'd get, charged. But fine,
but
I can let it go because it's an anime.
We'll
the character doesn't mean it to be. Well, what's that? There's a really big fancy word for gropey. I even know it starts with an A. No, it starts with an L. Anyway, there's a really fancy word to describe over-the-top male behavior that's not appropriate. And that's fine. I don't really terribly worry about it too much in a manga. We all know it's not real, okay? If my niece at 4 could understand that cartoons were not real, the rest of us can as well.
I feel like
it's just my theory on this. I don't blow my nose.
Silly animes like that are just meant to be silly little fantasies.
It'll be a perfect sick day watch.
Okay.
There's only one season, there's like 12 episodes, and you're done.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it's just, and then you're in and you're out and you're good, and it's just, you can sit there and you don't really have to be totally cognizant to carry the plot.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want when I'm sick.
Sometimes it's exactly what I want when I'm done a work day, so that's how they end up on my list. Okay, so let's talk about the things that started as of the 1st of November. I am already behind on these challenges because my parents left today, and today is the 4th, right? Yes. Today's November the 4th. Because yesterday was their 40th wedding anniversary and my niece's 13th birthday. We've been a little busy since the 1st of November, and now we're good till Christmas. I didn't bring the sweater over, but I brought the yarn. So for my Nano Swimer sweat, Nano Swime, National Knit a Sweater in a Month Challenge. I gotta give up trying to pronounce it. I really do. I'm going to knit a so faded sweater for my niece. And you're thinking, Jocelyn, how is that 50,000 stitches? She's an adult medium. That is how that is 50,000 stitches, people. I'm only color changing in 2 colors for the stripes because these are the ones that we decided we liked. They are both Mano de Aerogray. They're both in the Algria. One is an eye-searing pink. No, I could pull out the ball band, but guys, it's eye-searing pink.
It is. It glows.
And the other one is in the wonderful boxed collection of highlighter colors that you can pick up for your school supplies. Highlighter purple, highlighter green, highlighter yellow, highlighter pink. It's all in here.
Yep.
Yep. They go together. Well, at least they're both eye-searing. And the stripes will be quite defined. But I've got enough of the fingering to make her a nice long one. And when she grows up, because she's 13, not 25, when she outgrows this, which she will, we can tone it down and steek it down the middle and give her long gray cuffs and a long gray border and a gray shawl collar. Like, we could give her a different color to help tone that pink down. So this is something that can carry into her adulthood, which I'm super stoked for. No pockets. I already told her she's not getting pockets. I don't love myself enough to add pockets to sweaters. I'm not adding pockets to hers.
It's an interesting way to think about clothing, to like make it work into the future. Like, you don't just outgrow it and throw it out.
Yeah. Not for this one.
You make it grow with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for this one, it's just because
fascinating.
When you open up the width in the shoulders. So even if she gets a bit wider in the shoulders, she'll be fine. If she decides to grow with my chest, not her mother's, once we crack that open, we can just make a big shawl collar, and then it'll still drape and partially close. And the sleeves can be lengthened by just giving it a nice gray long cuff. And match the length of the gray cuff with a bottom border of gray so it looks like it's supposed to be there. Yeah, it's not hard, but yeah, it's something you definitely start to do when they get to the point where they start wearing adult clothes, but they're not quite done growing. Like, she's an adult. Okay, a fitted sweater is an adult extra small on her. She's not that wide, guys. She's 13, but she's more comfortable in the small medium range. And I want to make it for her in the medium so she's still got some space to enjoy it as a pullover. And then we'll go from there. Speaking of children and cats.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, what?
Hey, what? Last but not least, the WTF Knitting Podcast, or Levi, is doing the 100-day make-along. Take 100 days, and you make something.
Do you have to finish the thing in 100 days?
Nope.
Just get a good chunk of it done.
Just help to give you a goal and break it down. He suggests about 15 to 30 minutes a day. Just spend it and just work on a bigger project. At the end of the 100 days, if you've done something, sweet. If you're not, you're still what? A good way along, right? Like, it's just a good way to break a project down, which I love because some projects are really big. I love making blankets. They're really big projects, you guys.
Yeah.
They have no end dates for a reason because they're really big projects. I'm okay carrying them over the concept of years with the S on the end because they're huge. Huge. And this one is no exception. I wanted to challenge myself to do something that was just different enough that it would stretch some sort of skill set. Either my knitting skill set or my crocheting skill set. I wanted something that stretched that fiber skill set, right? Well, how else do you learn? Try something new. I already forgot the name of the lady who made this pattern.
Sister Mary Margaret.
Sister Mary, how did I forget that? Okay, Sister Mary Margaret made an amazing pattern. And I'm going to say S on the end of that because you get like 4.
And
which
it's
is crazy.
free.
And it's free. It's called the Crochet Afghan Patterns. You can literally make 4 blankets out of what she's given you. And she's given you the size and the dimensions for like a king size bedspread. And the angry teenager. The amazing thing about this blanket is that this crocheted blanket looks like a quilt. It looks like a quilt, you people.
It really does look like a quilt. Like,
It
you do a
looks-
double take on the pattern picture.
It looks like a quilt. And I'm like,
It's really classy.
this needs to happen.
Maybe not classy isn't the right word, but like actual pretty cottagey stuff.
Yeah, it's like the
It
stuff
looks
where we
really
like,
good.
if you went home and stayed at your grandmother's house and you slept over, it would not shock you to find this or like an heirloom quilt on the bed. It wouldn't. You'd be like, cool, grandma made a new blanket. Like, it's so cool.
I want to be that grandma.
I had that grandma. And I had that great grandma. I'm going to be that aunt. Ooh, maybe I should make one of these if I really like it for a kid when she graduates high school. That's years away. I've got time.
Yeah.
So I started. I spent the first day picking colors.
It's a very important step.
I'm picking which square I wanted to do because you have to make 36 blocks and each block is 16 squares. Did I do that math right? I think
Sounds
I'm
right.
correct. That or it's 36 squares to 16 blocks. One of the two is correct. It's a free pattern, you guys. You can go find out. Each square is 3 inches in diameter. She uses an eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook.
I don't know.
I'm
Off the top of my head?
using a 5 millimeter hook. One, because my thumb still really quite hurts. If you're a new viewer, you wouldn't know. If you're a old hack at Jocelyn likes to injure herself, I gave myself a hairline fracture on my thumb several weeks ago when we were still healing. I would have my wrist brace on, but I threw it at my cat and she ran away with it. There was a purpose to throwing it at the cat. It wasn't just for fun. So I'm using the handle that feels the best, which was down half a size. Like, it's down 1 letter size, so it's got to be half a millimeter size for what I'm crocheting. So I had to do an extra round. Oh no, I had to do 3 rounds instead of 2. Oh dear.
Take an extra few minutes.
Like, if that, it took me what, like maybe 2? Maybe an extra minute or 2. They're 3 inches square. 3 inches square. I'm a little over 3 inches. Oh no. It'll be fun. So There are more than I care to admit to 3-inch squares I have to make, and they are all sewn together individually through a slip stitch through the back loop. It's a free pattern. I can tell you all about it, guys. So the ridge on the seam will be on the back side of the quilt, so the front side of the quilt will be nice and flat. So each square is bordered. Oh my god, I am out of my mind. And because the only thing she doesn't really do is tell you how much yarn she uses for a whole blanket, she trusts that you can do the math. I think that's fair. You give me 4 Afghan patterns, you told me how to break down a quilt pattern as long as it's done in squares, and you helped me walk through the math of gridding it out and how to do the specific stitches to make the diamond, like the diagonal shapes on a square. I can bloody well do the math to figure out how much yarn I need, guys. That's fine. I can do that. So I went with some old standbys. You know I love my Bernat Premium. Some people love Red Hat Super Saver. Some people love, everyone's got an acrylic line they enjoy working in. It's just, they like it. If they work in acrylic, they've got their, what they consider their workhorse acrylic yarn. For me, that's the Bernat Premium yarns. I love Bernat Premium. Danny can tell you I'm quite obsessed with them.
As you have 1, 2, 3, 4 balls of it right here?
No, I had 6 randomly in my cupboard. So I was like, I'm going to start with the 6 and see which ones I like color-wise. So I'm going to make a lot of, my background is going to be, or my bulk squares are going to be in the charcoal gray premium and in the tweed. And because these are acrylic, they always match no matter the batch. That rhymes.
Batch match.
Batch match. So I don't have to worry about dye lots as much as I would have to with a hand-dyed yarn. Now, I'm still going to make all these squares and then jimmy it all up just in case, right? Because I'm paranoid. I really don't have to, but I'm going to. The other benefit to this acrylic is it doesn't grow that much. It does fluffy a little, gets soft in the wash, but it doesn't stretch or grow or get misshapen. So I can really actually just throw it on my bed and wash it every other week. Which is exactly what I want a blanket to do. I don't want to be hang drying my blankets. I live somewhere where it's -40 a good chunk of the year. I can't. And if we're honest, it's the only time I want a heavy blanket on my bed anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that in the summer. That's crazy talk. So I'm going to start with these 2. And then the border calls for 2 different colors. And I decided one of my 2 colors was going to be this corally blue color I have. I know it's Bernat Premium. I've had it for years. I was actually going to make something else out of it, but I ended up frogging that, not finishing it. So I'm going to find out how many 3-inch squares in boring old beigey tweed I can get out of 1 ball. Because that'll tell me, with my 2 balls that I have, how many of this blue square I can make, which will tell me what kind of border piece it will be. If that makes sense to anybody. I am doing the quilt based off of the Ohio Star, which is a nice basic one. I could do more complicated ones, but I thought, well, I really don't need to set myself up to fail. I've already set myself up to do something like over 700 3-inch squares. And then I gotta sew them together. Oh my god. This is why it's in that 100-day maker challenge.
So taking bets on Jocelyn makes all the squares and then never sews them together.
That is actually something that could very conceivably happen. Like, I could see myself powering through and making all the squares and then just never sewing it together. And then just stacks of squares living in a cupboard for a while. That is so something I would do, isn't it? Yikes, that's frightening, you guys. Okay.
I may never finish knit-alongs on time, but...
My stack of ends to weave in is, I kid you not, like 6 inches deep. I will put that stuff, and mending, I will put that off for ages. What I would rather do is cast on something new and start making something else. It's crazy. I should just finish things so I can get rid of them. They no longer have to live with me. It's the thing that's holding me back from finishing the Christmas presents. Just weaving in ends. That's all that's left. Do you want to bet I'm weaving them in like 2 days before we gift them?
Uh-huh.
Oh crap, I'm out of time. Oh gosh. Okay, but that's it. That, on top of the other things that are going to pop up and creep in because I get distracted. It's whatever. You guys know it. You guys know me. It's fine. Look what I bought. I bought a box. And it's a Christmas box, and it's got snowmen on it. You should have heard the debate going up the Christmas aisle. First off, my dad let me and my mother and my niece into Dollarama without adult supervision. That was a mistake.
Oh dear.
Second off, I really wanted a Christmas box to live under my dressers to hold my Christmas socks.
Okay.
I finally found one that'll hold a good chunk of Christmas socks. It's nice and deep. It doesn't have a ton of glitter. It's not crazy, because I mean, I was looking at one that looked like an elf had dropped acid. Severe monitoring. What was I talking about? I was talking about my Christmas box. It's gonna hold my socks. Allie, no. Amy from Stranded Dye Works does the same thing. She has her festive holiday socks in a box. And I loved that idea. I have one pair of completed holiday festive socks. So like this box is going to be empty for a while, guys. I am a slow sock knitter. But I'm hoping to make a couple more pairs throughout the years, because I would like to at some point, no goal intended, like no date, no arbitrary date has been allocated for this project. I would like to have like 25 days worth of Christmas socks, so I can wear a different pair of festive socks the whole season.
That sounds excellent.
Because I think that'd be a really good goal. Super long term, it's like blankets. I might be 40 by the time I'm done, you guys. Easily. I'm 36. It's only 4 years away. It's not going to take that long. What? I bought random things. I would have showed off my wreath, but I don't know where it's gone.
That was more like 4 years away to 40.
Yes.
I'm old enough to...
Yeah. Conceive of the concept of 40.
Yeah.
I know.
It's weird.
Uh-huh. It's a good thing I get there first, eh?
No, let me know what to expect.
Maybe my 40th birthday. I don't know. We'll go somewhere. 40 is a big year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a trip that year.
Okay.
I'm 40. I can go somewhere weird at 40, can't I? That's a goal. Well, 40 we'll go to Europe.
Okay.
Takes me 4 years to figure out how to get there.
And where do you want to go?
And where I want to go. Not just everywhere. Apparently that's not a legitimate response.
Depends how much time you have.
I don't think we have that much time.
Everywhere is a very tall goal.
Yeah, I think...
And I don't think you want to do, like, 4 countries in 10 days.
Who wants to do 4 countries in 10 days?
I did when I was 18.
Yeah, but we won't be 18. I will be 40, and you will be firmly in your 30s. Do you want to do that in 10 days?
No, I don't. I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, no. We're staying at nice hotels.
Uh-huh.
Or Airbnbs, or whatever version of Airbnb exists at that point. Though, if we do that and we book now, we might be able to book that little bookstore that you Airbnb for a week in Scotland, and you run the bookstore for a week. That
would be amazing. How can we book it now?
That's how far in advance these people book that little store. That's how big it is. I figure a couple weeks at least. If it's my 40th, I should take a couple weeks off and go to Europe.
Yeah.
It'll be a grand adventure. Sorry, I already threatened Mr. B. It's like, if we do a knitting tour with the knitting group, can you be my +1? And he looked at me, I'm like, I need a seat filler to keep your brother company. Like, really? Like, yep, just need your butt. The rest of you can come if you want. You just sighed. What? It was honest. Be a trip around Europe, or a trip around like Ireland or England. It's not like they wouldn't have things to do, but then at least he would have someone to go do them with.
Yeah.
And that was sort of my thinking. And Mr. B's not, I don't think he's really traveled outside of Canada. So that would be a new experience. I was just like, that sounds like a really good idea. And we all get along. What's the problem?
Okay, so touring Ireland or something in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Something. We'll do some sort of Europe. Like, I won't take him to Japan. Like, that's crazy. If we do that, that's just you and me. They won't. Well, maybe Mr. B. He's still not that into anime. But I could see you and me getting into trouble in all sorts of things in Japan that would not interest the boys at all.
Yeah. I'm sure Chris would still come, though, because I'm pretty sure he'd love to see Japan that's not the inside of the airport that he's been through half a dozen times.
Do you know, that's fair. I have the same feelings about New York. I've only ever been in the airport. Like, there's
Toronto.
a whole... Yeah, there's a whole city outside of here. Not that I've seen it. I've seen Toronto. That was, a decade plus ago I went to a wedding.
Probably been through Toronto like 20 times. I've never actually been to Toronto.
Okay, that is something you should do.
Well, it's something I will do since I'm moving.
Yeah, hey? I'm saying the ROM, Royal Ontario Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing place.
I will be all over the museums. I'm going to have to integrate myself into the volunteering with kids and in educational endeavors community.
Absolutely. You enjoy that. It'd be a really good idea. All right. I am out of knitted things that I am currently working on to talk about at the moment.
Okay. That brings us to Yarn on the Go.
It's just my sock. I had to go see the vampires. And every 3 months, guys, I get blood work done. And I took my sock for the wedding anniversary / birthday dinner lunch. Because I really like working on this whenever I get the opportunity to. Because eventually then I magically have a sock. It's kind of cool.
I'm liking how I magically have a sweater.
I know.
I took my sweater to a tech conference, specifically an information security conference. I learned about car hacking. And
I suppose cars have got a bunch of smart gear on them. You could hack them now, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, your car needs software updates, so there's no reason you can't hack a car.
Yup.
There were people that hacked their own devices to do stuff that they weren't intended to do, like you have one of those Nest thermostats.
Okay.
But you want a history of the temperature and humidity in your home for whatever reason. It tracks it, because it's displaying it in the app.
Yeah.
But they don't actually provide a way to see that data.
Oh, so they just
there was this whole talk about making your device do that. And a whole lot of talks that were completely over my head. Like, I have no idea these words that you're using, but I'm gonna knit on my sweater and pretend like I know things.
Sweet. We've all done those.
Yeah. And the presenters were entertaining enough. I just had no idea what they were talking about.
That's fair.
Learned some new acronyms, you know.
As you do.
Yeah. I learned the term Kerberoasting. I still don't really understand what it is.
Okay.
Because there's some kind of tool called Kerberos, and it does something to help you hack into stuff.
Okay.
Through the process of Kerberoasting.
Sure.
But I'm not... It has something to do with port scanning, I think.
Where is my brute fork? Important questions, people.
Roasting forks.
Where are my silver knives for my fish?
I know, I want silver fish cutlery.
I want silver. I eat a lot of fish. I want silver fish cutlery so bad.
Okay.
Goals in life.
Anyway.
All the fancy 14th century forks. And oh my god, is there a lot of them, you guys.
Okay, we can talk about books in a second. We just have to quickly do Wool Gathering.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Patreon, Knit Club, Knit In, Hangout Dewey.
We gotta find a thingy.
We gotta decide what we're actually calling that.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we hang out on Google Hangouts for an afternoon, that's happening on November the 23rd at noon Central Standard Time now, because the time change was this weekend.
Yes, it was. Unless you live in a place that doesn't do daylight savings time, it's the same time as always. Because if you do daylight savings time, you move with us.
I think it's different in different places.
Well, they'd be the same time as always for them. Like, so say I'm watching Critical Role, it's always 9 o'clock my time. Whether or not it is daylight savings time or central time. Because California also has a daylight savings time, central time. So when they move forward, I move forward. When they move back, I move back. So they always start at 9 p.m. for me. But if I was living with my mom in Saskatchewan, it would change by an hour, because Saskatchewan does not have daylight savings.
Here with daylight savings time is a thing, so double check your times if you're concerned.
Double check your times. Well, always double check your times anyway, because sometimes things go weird and you're like, what? Huh? Yeah, I missed the first half of the Fiber Friends Friday night knit-in, because I completely lost track of the time. And this week I gotta be extra careful, because it's gonna vary, and I'm gonna be worried about it. But wait, it'll be the same time for me, because they also do daylight savings time. My start and finish time for it won't change. I'll just think it has, because daylight savings time.
Okay, now we can talk about books. Literature.
So many books.
Okay. We were both reading Consider the Fork. You finished Consider the Fork.
I'm so desperate.
I'm still in the chapter about knives.
For you to get farther along. I know you'll get there.
I had to put a pause on Consider the Fork because 2 of my library audiobooks got auto taken out. The holds finally came up to my turn, and they got automatically taken out at the same time. And so now I have to listen to 2 books in 2 weeks, and then I can go back to Consider the Fork that I bought on Audible.
That's a book a week. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. They're not terribly long books either. So for library books, I've got The 4-Hour Work Week, which is yet another. I've been reading a lot of self-help books this week.
What is with you in self-help books this year?
They're nice, easy listens in the car, and they have that motivational tone of voice that just gets you going in the morning.
Okay.
I'm taking it with lots of grains of salt, and of all of the ones I read this year, they all kind of have like the same They all really tie together and are kind of talking about different facets of the same rock.
But usually isn't it all just different facets of the same rock? It's just finding the facet that makes sense to you.
Yeah, maybe. But, like...
I mean, I think self-help is fine. I don't have an issue or problem with it. So long as you're looking at the practical part of it, not,
Yeah, a lot of it's like...
The huggy, gushy stuff doesn't get me, because I'm not
here's
that
all the
kind of a
anecdotes,
person.
and here's a little bit of information, and then some more anecdotes, and some more information.
It's the information I'm interested in. The
Yeah.
anecdotes don't interest me at all, so that doesn't
Yeah.
hold my attention as well. I love the info, because the info is always quite practical and really
Yeah, like
handy
I don't
in
think I
some
could sit
aspects.
down and read it, but it's great for listening in the car because it has the right amount of my attention.
Yeah. Like that was that, what was that Tidy Space one that you did? I watched the Netflix.
The KonMari...
Yeah.
Marie Kondo
Tidy
The
something.
Secret Magic of Tidying
Tidying
Up?
Up? Anyway.
The something or other magic of tidying up.
I took all the practical advice, but I don't understand this concept of thanking your clothes and the gifting of joy or nothing. But I loved purging my closet and getting rid of stuff I didn't wear anymore.
Yeah.
I felt really nice and cathartic. I kind of did the whole house.
I'm going to do that with Chris this weekend. I'm really excited. I'm going to try to do that with Chris this weekend. I'm going to purge a lot of things. We'll see.
I will be here Sunday. I'll try to make pumpkin cinnamon raisin loaf or pumpkin cinnamon cranberry loaf. So we've got tea and loaf to eat while you commiserate on how well or how not well that goes.
Okay.
It'll either go swimmingly or it'll bomb. I don't see an in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it goes swimmingly because you guys have to move that stuff.
Yeah, I'm prepared for this.
20 plus houses. I only keep what I love. I don't keep extras, guys. 20 plus moves in my lifetime. I'm in my 30s.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. It'll be another marriage test.
You guys will be fine. If you can survive lost passports in a foreign country, you can do a move.
Oh yeah,
it's fine.
I'm not concerned.
Easy peasy.
It'll just be
don't
another adventure.
Leave crap in boxes for months on end. There's unnecessary stress. Just buckle down and get it unpacked. You will feel so much better.
Yes, all my stuff is unpacked. He still has a couple of boxes.
I know.
From when we moved in 4 years ago.
I know.
I think that means he doesn't need anything in those boxes.
No, he doesn't.
But it's going to move with us anyway.
Oh, God.
I will be really happy if the empty board game expansion boxes don't move with us.
I would be putting my foot down. Those
if he gets rid of all of the
ridiculous.
papers that he's never dealt with.
Those are
If those two
ridiculous.
things happen, I will be ecstatic.
That's freaking ridiculous.
There's a lot of boxes and a lot of papers.
Now, I keep things. I keep sentiment. I still have my baby blanket. I
Oh, yeah.
keep stuff. Just don't keep so much of it that I'm
You
buried
keep-
by my past.
You keep important stuff. You don't
Do
keep
everything.
stuff.
I am not the keeper of stuff for the sake of stuff.
And some people like having a lot of stuff.
Why?
We are not those people.
God, it makes
I
no
like having
sense.
space.
I like being able to see, put air quotes, guys. I lost a 20-inch round wreath today.
Seeing
We're
is
going to
relative.
use seeing very loosely. Very, very loosely here. I like seeing the stuff around me, and if you've got too much stuff, all it is mess. You lose the forest for the trees. Or is it you lose the trees for the forest?
Can't see the forest for the trees.
Trees, yeah. Like, why would I distract and take away from the beauty and the sentimentality of the stuff that I own by just having more stuff? It just means all of it's meaningless in the end because I haven't prioritized any of it.
You lose the important stuff and the noise and
Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah,
Also,
no, I'm with you. I'm
Not
with
to mention, moved over 20 times. There's only so often I'm going to lug 400 plus books. And then I go, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I do not need to carry you anymore.
you. Some people are more attached to their things, and that's okay. It's got too many things. It's too many things.
Okay, it's keeping the empty boxes I don't understand.
Yeah,
That does not make sense. If you keep a box that has something in it that is attached, like if it's it's the board game and it belongs in that box, absolutely.
yeah, but no,
But
the,
if you
the
put
expansion
all the
has been.
expansions in the box,
Yeah.
and you like it that way, you do not get to keep the empty box.
Yeah.
It is not useful for anything because you won't let go of it. to use it for anything.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to overcome 25 years of his mom.
I just call Mr. B his mom's name. He doesn't like that. We're friends. I can do that now.
I'm trying to do it gently without... I gotta live with him for the rest of my life. I chose this. I chose this willingly.
So if he gets grumpy and goes away for a week, it doesn't really affect anything I do.
Yeah, I gotta live with this.
I feed him good food, so he keeps coming back, so it's fine. We're friends, but he gets to go, why are you going so slow? Why do you do things this way? So if he gets to poke at me, I get to poke at him.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently my sister really likes what's on the TV right now. I have no idea what they're watching.
Cackle.
That was a cackle. That was, holy Hannah. Okay, cool. I still haven't put my Halloween decorations away. It's the 4th of November.
Yeah, and?
I should do that this week.
I technically still have a Christmas decoration sitting out.
Listen,
last year.
That penguin on my fridge never comes off my fridge, because no matter what you think, once you put the fridge magnets in a box to store them somewhere, if they're the festive holiday ones, they never go back on properly. So it just stays there year round.
Mine's a cushion. I forgot to put it back in the box, and then I'm like, you know what? We needed a cushion there anyway. It can just stay there. I've never actually noticed that those are Christmas cushions.
These are Christmas cushions.
Mine's really obviously a Christmas cushion. It's a red cable knit with white Santa fur.
Nope. Mine are not obviously Christmas cushions unless you're looking at them and you realize they're white and blue. The blue's holiday sags.
Yeah. I never actually noticed. There's like reindeer and stuff on there. Wow, I'm never gonna unsee that now.
Oh, they're Christmas. Listen, my tablecloth from our coffee table is snowmen, and it's just snowmen all year round.
Yeah, sure, why not?
It's fine.
Okay, books. Oh yeah, the other book that got taken out was Unmentionable. That was that Victorian...
Oh, you're gonna like that one.
I can't remember the rest of the title, but it was
Victorian Lady's Guide to Sex, Marriage, and Love.
That one, yeah. So I haven't started that one yet, but it's there and is going to get finished in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I am so excited for you to listen to that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped to listen to that one.
Good.
I picked 4 Hour Work Week because it was shorter.
That makes sense. Yeah, because that's an easier one to start with. Yeah, that's work.
And if I finish it on my drives to work this week, then I have the weekend to listen to...
Unmentionables.
Yeah.
He's super stoked. That works.
Okay.
I did a lot.
That's my books.
I've got 2 readathons going on this month. Yeah, just in case you thought I wasn't busy enough.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I finished Consider the Fork. And you need to push pause and just go get it.
Go get Consider the Fork. You have never been so fascinated by the formerly boring aspects of cooking. It's actually all fascinating.
It's just
every single thing. It's fascinating.
That volley of interesting factoids that are delightful and can be done in 5-minute snippets. They're your dinner fodder. When you run out of conversation, you just drop a weird fact. Weird factorama.
And the narrator is wonderful, so you can just be like, did you know something about the fork?
Yeah. I'd be like, what?
That was a terrible accent. I apologize.
That's okay. So I did that. I also finished the Near Witch by V.E. Schwab, which was V.E. Schwab's first book, which was delightful. I do enjoy her a lot as an author. So I was super excited to get to read that. It was actually a double. You got the Near Witch and the Ash Boy, which is a little short. You don't know Melanie short. Super tiny. I also did a Sorceress's Own. And that is a romance novel by Diane Duvall. And from the cover, you thought, might have some plot to this one. We're moody, we had the right theme, it's knights, it's medieval, it's... Jocelyn finds delight when they really mash it up. Nah, it's a romance novel. It's just...
100% romance?
100% romance.
Okay.
But Dragon Bound?
Yes.
And I forget who the author is for that one.
Oh, I didn't write that down. I was going to look it up later.
We're going to include that in the show notes because I've got them forgotten. This is what I'm currently listening to. More plot. With the half-naked man chest on the cover. I'm like, what? Okay, cool. It involves dragons. That's a shock. It's got paranormal, set contemporary, and it has magic. So it's...
Do they shapeshift?
Well, he does. Not all of them do. Okay. Some of them are fae.
Okay.
The fae don't shift. But the weird shift. You get griffins, bears. The protagonist of the story is a dragon. Obviously shifts into a dragon. Unshockingly.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The dragon shifts into a dragon?
Yeah. But, I mean, it's got more sort of depth to it than I was fully expecting from a romance novel, and a nice romance novel, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. Not super sure on the female, but sometimes I can find that they're a little...
one-dimensional,
Yeah.
half-dimensional.
Half-dimensional. Yeah, just like,
Single aspect.
Just a few more words and a little bit more thought, and I would be suckered. It would be good. You get a lot of female characters that are that way. It's not really a romance problem. It's just a problem. Some women are excellently written. Some not so much. And I find it doesn't really matter what the gender of the author is. That is a genderless issue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm super curious about the psychology of this now. I'm thinking too hard about it.
Well, it's because if you think of romance novels, are a lot of them are written by women. Super fair.
Yeah.
You still don't find an increase in super deep female characters in romance novels. But you'll get the occasional depth in a male character. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of the male characters are also kind of one-hit wonders. It's a romance novel. It's fine. I'm not picking this up thinking, I'm going to be able to have this as a contemporary discussion against Russian authors from the 15th century. I'm not. It's a romance. This is not Chaucer.
No.
This is fine. I don't want Chaucer right now. If I did, I'd go read Chaucer. Like, I'd go read some of these other ones. I'd go read Anna Karenina. It's not what I'm in the mood for right now. It's fine. But yeah, I don't seem to notice a huge difference in female characters between male and female writers. They're either the writer can or they can't. And I don't see a huge difference between male and female, because some fantasy romance novels or fantasy novels with no romance have amazing female characters and amazing male characters. And some of them have really flat male characters and really great female characters. What? Brandon Sanderson has amazing in-depth characters, both male and female. They have personality to them. You're like, okay, you could be a real person I could have a conversation with.
I like those characters.
I like those characters a lot. It also takes you over 100 hours to get to know them. Slow burn, people.
But then you are invested.
I am invested. I want it to be December 2020 already. Can't believe I have to wait a whole year for the next book. They're 55+ hour long books. I can wait. It will not kill me. The Priory of the Orange Tree has amazing characters. They've got beautiful depth to them, both male and female. Female writer. Yeah. Weird things you learn when you read too many books. Anyway, later this month I've got Tome Topple. Literally the 9th to the 22nd. So the next time we record. And the Triwizard Tournament has started! Woohoo! We had the rewatch of the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire on the 31st, which was Halloween. I snuck it in there around all my other movie marathoning, plus my usual Thursday night Critical Role. It was a lot of video content on Thursday.
Yeah, wow.
Holy Hannah, you guys.
That's not short stuff.
Nope. So we watched it. We got our challenge for our school. So you signed up. You got assigned a school based on your birth month. I'm in the school Beaubacon. I'm apparently French and I wear a lot of blue. Cool. That's fine. And very girly?
Sure.
I'm really posh. Anyway, the dragon for us is the Hungarian hornback. Hungarian hornback?
Horntail.
Horntail. There we go.
Harry Potter nerd right here.
Yeah. Sometimes I get the... By the time Harry Potter became big, I was working in a bookstore. I got into it, but not quite so much. So that book challenge is to read a... Oh, no, I've already forgotten. A book with a lot of action in it. And you do it by casting different spells, and the spells define how you read the book. Like, if you cast one, you have to read a book with blue on the cover, or if you read another, or do another one, you have to do something. I'm going to do the sleeping potion.
Okay.
Which means reading the book entirely in bed.
I like it.
I'm like, what? That's easy. I spend an hour or two in the morning when I'm in bed knitting and crocheting and crafting before I get up for the day, and I spend at least a half hour before I go to sleep resting, because if I stay up after 10 o'clock, my cat chases me to bed because it's my bedtime.
I love that.
My mom watched it every day. She's like, man, she is strict on your bedtime. I'm like, I know!
No staying up late for you.
As long as I'm in bed, I can stay up. But if I am not in bed, she is just she will not give me any peace. And if I get up once I've gotten into bed, she follows me until I go back to
Telling you off the entire time?
No, I get the look of, what are you doing? I did not give you permission to leave your bed. You get your glass of water and you go back to bed. I feel like I'm 4. It's fine. So I'll do that, and that's easy enough to do. So I'm going to do the whole book. You get a week. So I start reading on the 11th, and I have to be done on the 17th. And then we'll get the second challenge, which is the lake. So we have our egg to figure out. And then we'll hit our third challenge, and then there's the Yule Ball. So this goes into December. So it's like a really nice, relaxed readathon, which is beautiful. Tome Topple is 2 weeks, and the books have to be over 500 pages. I usually finish 2, sometimes I finish 3.
Wow. I do not have that much time to read.
It's all audiobooks, and since I have to walk or bus everywhere, and you know what transit's like.
Yeah.
I've got time. It does mean I fall behind on my podcasts. On readathon weeks, no podcasts get listened to. Or watched, if I'm honest. So
sounds entirely reasonable.
I am focused on something else, you guys. So, yeah, tomorrow they're doing more talks for the Winnipeg Transit proposals for the next 25 years. I gotta make time to go do those, and do some more online surveys to yell at them. Their proposed release plans have got some major holes. Major holes. It'll work great for you.
I'm not gonna be here.
Own a car. They're ridiculous.
Ooh.
I will tell you about it after.
Okay.
They're dumb. Okay. That's books. There's more coming.
All right. That's the last thing I had written down for show notes.
Excellent. Which means it's events and we're done. NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo. The 100 days make long. Oh my god. I'm crazy. Woohoo! Upcoming the 1st of December starts the Grinch Along, which is always my favorite time of year because I stopped gift knitting. I'm done. That doesn't mean I stopped doing anything else gift orientated, just knitting. So that's cool. And then we have 2020. Waiting for that year thing to sink into Diana's head.
It's not real yet.
Okay. Which is great, because it means now that we've officially made it into November, we are 2 months shy of the January 1st, 2020 cast on for the podcast anniversary, the 3rd edition. And this year it's going to be Any Sweater by Tin Can Knits.
I made a decision in advance.
Diana decided this all on her own, and I went, sweet, let's do it. Cool. So we are going to be doing, you're going to do the Fox.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Harvest, because I like cardigans over pullovers more. And we're going to do those. And then you guys are more than welcome to join us with whatever sweater from Tin Can Knits collections that you like. Has to be adult, cannot be baby. We don't have a ton of rules, that's one of them. We have decided to make some serious changes for prizes so we don't have this post problem we've had this year. And we're going to be doing e-prizes. So we'll be gifting patterns is what we're going to do. So we'll make sure that when all the threads get open up, we send everybody reminders to update your wish lists and that at that point, because we will be pulling from your wish lists to gift patterns. It's just going to work better. Then we don't have to worry about Canada Post having issues, or America Post or Europe, like wherever they go sideways. It's not an issue.
We don't have to spend $30 per prize on shipping. It's not that much. It's like $20 per prize on shipping.
Yeah.
As much as the prize cost on shipping.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah. We spend about an equal amount on shipping as we do on prizes. It's crazy. Which then allows us to do some technical upgrades, because Diana let it slip. I don't know if she was ready to or not, but she's moving.
Yeah.
So we will have to make some tech upgrades early on in the next year. So we'd like to be able to use the Patreon money to keep a higher quality of content coming to you guys as we go forward. So
I'm moving to Waterloo next year. Don't know when exactly yet.
Okay.
No sooner than March.
No sooner than March, because you're...
And no later than May.
Yeah, that's fine. Your husband goes out in January.
Yep.
And then we'll cram in a whole bunch of stuff before you go, because at that point, essentially, you'll be a bachelorette for a couple of months, so why not just...
Do all the things.
Do all the things before you leave and have it all set up and test run out, so we've got everything ironed out.
Okay.
And then you can go, and you don't have to worry about anything other than logging in once a week to chat and do things. We're going to become e-friends. Okay. And then I'm going to visit her a lot, because she's 3 hours from Rhinebeck, and she's really close to Anime North, and she's... Just when your husband thought he'd be free of me. Nope! I can get on an airplane just fine, thanks. I'll get dropped off by my brother-in-law at the door. I'll have to walk by myself to the gate, and then I'll be manhandled from the gate till when Diana picks me up at the trolley thingy. And they've usually got my luggage for me by the time someone gets there.
Nice.
So really all you have to do is come pick up the person who'll be sitting quietly in the corner. Sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not. Depends on the person. Some of them believe I can sit quietly by myself and eat a donut. Some think I need help. And I'm good to go. This is my life, people.
Alright.
At least we won't get funny looks. Like when I get dropped off to my dad, the ladies are always kind of reminiscent because until we get close and we start talking, you can't tell he's my father. Once we're within talking distance, you can tell he's my father.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, that belongs to you by blood. Like, yeah, that's fine. It's usually because he goes, daughter, you were supposed to text when your plane landed. And I went, listen, they wanted me up and out of the plane. Okay, I can only do so much. Hey, when he's early, he picks up my luggage when it comes out on the trolley right away for me, so I don't even have to wait. By that point, he's already grabbed it for me.
Nice.
He buys my suitcases for me as gifts every few years when I need replacement ones, so he knows what they look like.
That's good.
It works. He also knows the luggage tags because I stole ththose from him years ago because they have the Iqaluit on them. And I love those tags. They stand out, so.
Perfect.
That's it.
Alright,
It's
all
like
the things.
It's like 7 o'clock. I'm going to go make some dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and eat the dinner that my husband made for me, hopefully.
Yours was so strong till that last one.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. No. If not, skip the dishes. No, you guys live in Osborne. You can just go somewhere.
Yeah, no, he's making pasta.
Oh, jealous.
Yeah.
He makes fresh pasta.
He does.
I have steaks in the fridge.
I brought home salad. That's just about all I can do.
Yeah, that's fair. I've had you figs. I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. Also, that's a hashtag. Use it.